you're ready. Welcome back, everybody. So we had some technical issues, but we are back in it now. Hopefully everything's good. Let's cut back to a scene with Alaina's character, Ezzy, the goblin, who has been sent to actually go help some not very friendly individuals, humans, elves, that are her fellow thanes and lieutenant governor of the first ward of Droaam. And they are using goblins to do their dirty work, which they're surely not paying much at all, as well as some ogres. And Ezzy is making her way through where...
Downtown, walking fast, faces past, homebound.
There you go. Where these goblins and ogres are building structures for barns and farming storage, and they're actually building fencing. They're clearing the land and plowing it, and she's making her way through it with the intention, I believe, to go into the surrounding area to look for interesting animals.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me how you go about, let's just say as you pass through, you make your way outside of the area where they're building the farm, and there's some other you see of your fellow goblins, because they're using the ogres more for heavy lifting. Some of the goblins out and they're picking berries off of some bushes and kind of look at you and look away real fast as you go by. It seems like they're intimidated by you or suspicious of you.
But before I, lost the internet for a brief, second in time, do any of the goblins that are out doing the gathering, does any one of them look more in charge than the others?
I mean, you don't see anybody. They're just taking their directions directly from the lieutenant governor, the human.
Okay.
So you don't see any that are like in charge of the others. Now you do know that typically among goblins,
there's a hierarchy of some kind.
They don't live very long, right?
Yeah.
So the older ones are the ones they tend to be respected. An old goblin's not going to be that old anyways, but they at least know how to survive. And goblins in this world, that's their primary objective, So if you want to find somebody who would probably have some clout or respect, you could look for one of the older ones.
Yeah, I'd like to try and find an older looking goblin, someone maybe not necessarily my age, because I'm kind of old. I'm like 32. That's pretty old in goblin years. I've got a few more years left of me. That's it.
You're not
try
and
find someone
that old.
Try and find someone older looking.
Yeah. So give me a perception roll, please, ma'am.
Perception is at 15.
All right. Well, yeah, that's fine. So you're able to look around, and you notice most of these are pretty young goblins that have been mixed up in this, but you do see one moving a little more slowly than the others, and if you look, then you can see that he is definitely going to be the older one. He is a little bit of graying on his whiskers, and he's a little more hunched and a little slower. But yeah, he's hoeing away and not really paying attention as you walk up.
Oh, hello. How are you doing? Hi, my name's Ezzy. What's your name?
What? Am I in trouble?
Oh, no, darling. No. No, I just wanted to come over. I'm kind of useless with all this stuff. I don't know if you can tell, but I like the fighting and the things, and I raised wargs. But I don't really have much I'm good at or that's going to be helpful around here. And I think I annoyed them, and now they want to see if they can get me killed. So I'm going to go out into the forest and see if I can find anything fun. I just want to know, have you guys been bothered at all by any sort of creatures? Anybody getting a little too close that I can try and, find a way to have fun with?
Well, we hear wolves out in the woods close by sometimes.
Oh, wolves!
And I've heard, and we scared off a lot of stag and like just deer, right? And some rabbits and things. Nothing, but we've heard. Give me a persuasion roll. See how much he's gonna tell you of what he's heard.
Persuasion. 13?
We've heard about a few different creatures that sometimes you can find in the woods. I mean, of course, warg sometimes roam the woods. We've heard that people come here to tame them every once in a while. And then even heard about like owlbear. I don't know if you've heard of those. They're pretty big and dangerous. And then what you got to watch out for. And he looks around. Those damn dirty apes.
The humans?
Oh no, the actual like apes. They're in the trees and
Oh,
and they're big and they can. That's why I try to stay kind of closer in like the interior and not out there, because those things will mess you up with a rock to the head.
ooh, interesting. That sounds fun. All right. Well, thanks for your help.
Cam hadn't been quite right since that ape. They brained him.
Oh my. Oh.
That's him.
All right.
There.
Well.
That's Tam right there. You look, and there's this goblin, and he's very disheveled looking, and he's hoeing in the same spot continuously.
Well, he looks like a good boy. He's trying. Points for that.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of like awkwardly like.
It's a shame.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna go over there.
So you're going to live by yourself then. Bye. Be safe.
Have fun.
Yeah,
all right, Smoke. Let's have some fun.
A lot of fun. Slaving. I'll have fun. This is fun.
I mean, if you ever want to organize a rebellion, you know where to find me.
And you're gonna feed me and stuff? Like,
no, not at all. Not at all. That's not what I do. I'm not no. I'm not a chieftain.
Okay.
No. I follow orders.
Now I should probably keep doing this so I can eat and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you should, yeah. That sounds fun.
If you want to like do a thing, you come tell me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll keep that in mind. That sounds. We'll keep that on the back burner just in case.
Well, you know where I'll be.
All right. If I'm not dead, I'll come find you.
Probably won't see you again.
Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. You too. All right. So this is how we're going to do it. So you're going to wander off into these woods, right? I'm not going to say it like that. You're going to head into the woods and you're going to scout your way. So let's give me a survival roll.
A survival? Before I do that, as soon as I get to the forest edge, I am going to cast, I'm going to like touch my chest and I'm going to cast enhance ability on myself. And I'm going to give myself Owl's Wisdom for advantage on all wisdom checks.
What's up? So give me advantage, survival.
Hey.
Let me mark my spell slot down. I hate laptops so much. They're the worst. Okay, survival.
Do it.
7.
Do it. Womp, wompity womp.
Womp womp.
So that's going to be the amount of time, right? So you're going to go and you're going to spend an hour And what are you going to do during this hour to try to lure some type of creature that you may, I don't know, show that you're not worthless to these guys, that you can actually scrounge some up?
So this is going to sound crazy. In her head, what she wants to do, she wants to see if she can find, she's going to look for an injured animal tracks, or like specifically wolf or warg.
So you're going, since you heard there were warg and wolf, you're looking for like canine type prints.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and befriend an animal pack and then use that.
I feel you. Yeah. It sounds like a plan. So with your 7, you spend an hour and you think you find some tracks for a second, but it doesn't. It's like, okay, either like something dropped here and then disappeared. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's weird. Give me another survival roll after an hour.
11.
It was 17.
It only lasts for an hour.
We'll give it to you after 59 minutes.
Perfect. 17.
Okay. This time, as you're looking for these warg or wolf tracks, you definitely spot something interesting. Give me a D6 roll.
A D6 roll. Okay.
All right, a 3.
Twice.
Okay. What the fuck? All right. So instead of wolf prints or warg prints, what you see are no prints on the ground. But as you're looking, you see the movement of the bushes kind of swishing past you. And it's almost like a wind going through. And then as you look up, and there's this glade, there's this opening in the forest. And it's idyllic. Somebody's got some serious like wind in the mic. It's idyllic. And at this point, it's starting to get pretty near sundown. So at this twilight, this glade has shadows from the trees coming in, and there's a little pond in the center that's like shimmering silver. And then as this wind rushes past you and stops, this black figure appears at the edge of the pond. And at first it looks like some kind of horse, but as it bends down to drink, you see a horn on its head. Give me a perception roll with advantage, because I'm saying this is all happening really fast with you're still under the effects of the spell. So
19?
You recognize this, what you've heard in legends, as a black unicorn.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And in my head, I'm going to think, all right, so we don't want to scare it. So no acid, okay?
Yes, this is quite an interesting creature.
All right. So I'm going to take off very carefully my warhammer and my crossbow and kind of like set it down so I'm not armed per se. And then I'm very carefully going to like take a couple steps forward with my hands up to show that I don't have any weapons.
All right. So you're going to make yourself known invisible.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk out into the glade invisible, the unicorn looks up and glances at you. And looks at you for a moment and then shakes itself. And as it shakes, the black spreads off of it. And what's left underneath is a more like silvery white. And it looks at you for a moment, and then it goes back down to drinking from the pond.
All right. I'm gonna keep taking slow steps forward with my hands up and out, like non-threatening.
So I will
And
say with the roll you got earlier, sorry, because this will be important to you, that now that you saw that happen, that you realize this isn't a black unicorn, that either it was disguising itself or it had something on itself. This is a regular unicorn, which is a very, I mean, you didn't think these existed.
Yeah.
Nobody really does. And I'll tell you, you had on a D6, I mean, that was just a one chance of that happening. Now you had 5 other creatures you could have gotten instead. So you're going to do what in this situation?
So I'm gonna approach slowly with my hands out because legends say they can sense intention. So slowly with my hands out, unarmed, and just slowly start speaking very softly. Hi, my name is Ezzy. This is Smoke. He's not gonna hurt you. Just kind of wanted to say hi. How are ya?
Looks up. Roll me a persuasion. This is not animal handling because this is not some kind of dumb animal, you know?
Mm-hmm. 17?
Nice. I do not sense you hear in your mind evil coming from you. You seem a decent being, but why do you have a creature of evil
Well,
on your shoulder?
to be honest, somebody had captured him and was keeping him in a cage. I don't like cages. I don't think anything should be stuck in a cage. I feel like we should all work together for common interests. And I, when I come across somebody that I don't think is being treated right, I'm gonna try and do what I can.
It's very noble of you. However, well, I agree, nothing should be kept in a cage. Evil should be destroyed. And
Well, Smoke and I are working on it.
you say you're teaching this black dragon dwarf to not to be evil?
I don't know about evil, but sometimes evil is having evil in your heart doesn't necessarily mean that you take evil actions. And I think that sometimes even those who are evil, they might just be assholes, but there's always a way to grow and make sure that
Persuasion.
Damn it!
Or is that a wisdom though? Persuasion is charisma.
It's charisma.
Okay. Nice, good DM. You've ingratiated yourself to this creature already with a high first roll. So I will say you had advantage on that one. We'll give you that 20.
Well, so a nice DM.
Well, I mean, if you had failed the earlier roll, then it wouldn't make sense. You would be declining. So you're gaining momentum here, and you seem fairly wise for a child. What is your name?
My name is Ezzy.
What do you do? What are you doing here?
Well, to be completely honest, for a long time I was a soldier and I took orders, and then I got a little old for that and in my tribe, and so then I found my place at the temple and got a little bored with that. So then I found this flyer, and they're setting up shop over there, and they're doing these wards. for this new little land called Droland, the Droaam and the Brelands, and it's a whole thing.
So
But
these others, they're cutting down the forest,
they are.
building all of these structures. You're with these.
It's complicated. I'm not with them per se. I'm just kind of stuck here until we can get out towards the mountains. But I came out here. Well, I was actually kind of seeing if I could find any wargs or wolves. I'm really good with those. I raised some, you see, back home, and well, I came across you, but I don't want you to get hurt.
Yes, well, you have found a very special place. This here is one of the few places I can drink of the nurturing water that sustains me. It's one of the few springs. Am I to understand that you all are going to continue this destruction? Are your friends over there going to destroy this area?
Well, I honestly can't say. I'm not in charge around here.
So what is it
I
that
wish
you
I
are going
could.
to do once you get out towards the mountains? Are you going to help with this continued destruction, or what is your plan?
Well, to be completely honest, my plan was to get here. Now that I'm here, I don't really know exactly what's going on. But I grew up in a pretty nomadic lifestyle. I don't like settling down, and if I have my way, I'm going to find a way to make sure we don't necessarily stay in one place too long, which means no permanent structures.
Well, it seems like me another persuasion at advantage.
14?
I understand what you're saying. You cannot control the action of these others. I will remain here for now and drink as much as I can before the destruction reaches this far. And then I will also be traveling as well. Maybe our paths will cross. You're welcome to come back if you would like. Come and see me.
Well, thank you. If you find yourself up near the mountains, we might run into each other. Is there anything I can do or say to make them stay away? Maybe I can tell them that this grove, these waters are poisonous. Maybe they'll leave it alone if they think it's too dangerous.
You could prevent this wonderfully rare and valuable area from being destroyed, then do what you must. That would be a great gift to this land and myself.
All I can do is try.
Give me one more persuasion roll. The DC is 15 to get yourself a fucking unicorn.
22!
So, I can tell that your heart is true. I kind of sense intentions. Whether or not this land is destroyed, I need to be moving as well. You have those short little stumps you call legs. You're moving up north towards the mountains. I've sensed some interesting events unfolding there. I think Cronepsis has as well. I can travel with you, and for now, at least. I'm going to stay out here. I'm not going back over there, but when you're ready to travel,
That's
you come
fair.
get me, and I'll travel with you. I will help you.
All right. Well, you stay safe, stay hidden. I don't want anyone trying to hurt you.
Oh, don't worry
So do what you
about
can
me.
to stay safe.
I haven't survived for 1,500 years by not knowing how to take care of myself.
That's fair. That's a long time. Wow. I'm hoping I reach 40.
Yes, child.
1,500.
Yes, we need more. We need more as you, so let's try to keep you alive as long as possible. Thank you for visiting me. I'll wait for you around this area.
All right.
My name.
When we're getting ready, I'll make sure to come find you.
Well, here, let me give you this. And suddenly in the mouth of this beautiful creature, by the way, that's just sparkling pearlescent silver, is a reed pipe.
Reed pipe.
It's got 3 reeds that are bound
Ooh,
together.
like a pan flute?
Yeah. But it's not quite as extensive. And just remember, 1, 3, 2, 3.
1, 3, 2, 3.
All right. What did you say your name was?
The name is Feilun. F-A-E-L.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Feilun.
Spells it
Well,
out.
Well,
again,
Ezzy,
my name's Ezzy, and this is Smoke, and we're making progress. We're trying.
Okay. Well, let's hope that this creature that you have taken under your wing does not turn out to follow in the footsteps of what I know of its brethren. I suggest keeping an eye on them.
Only time will tell.
In the meantime, it's nice to meet you, and I look forward to our future travels.
Indeed,
And
Feilun.
by the way, I heard your little interaction with those pissants over there. So watch this as you emerge back out of the woods in the view of the lieutenant governor and the other things. The unicorn walks out beside you, gallops right past them, does a couple little prance kicks at him, gets a lot of little dust up on Chaz, and then disappears in a flash after nodding at you.
Bye, buddy. Have a good life.
And they're
Oh,
just
what a nice guy. Oh, what a good buddy. Oh,
they're like blunt, like that could not have been real. That was an illusion. Please, oh please. But Chaz, you have real dirt on you. Illusions don't kick dirt on us. She found a freaking unicorn out there.
And I'm just gonna
whatever. There's probably hundreds of them. Whatever. So we'll cut from there. And so you got a unicorn friend that you can now, they'll be hanging out, and you can go and we'll actually let you ride. And let me transfer to the old, do you have it on the Roll20 compendium? Want to just drag over unicorn? As you're linked to it, let's say you got a mental link, then it's going to have an action on your turn while it's with you. And it looks like we've got a speed of 50 feet. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Do you need the link or you got it?
I might be able to drag it over. I think I have compendium access.
I have the link right here. Alaina, you're muted if you're talking. Link's in the chat for Zoom.
sweet.
There's your mountain. Won't want to go
Cool.
to populated areas, at least at first, maybe over time, as you all work together, figure out a way to where it's not obvious it's a unicorn or whatever. But for now, traveling in between places.
I've got some ideas, but
Yeah. So you can work on it. So that's what's up. That was totally not planned for tonight, by the way. You had 6 different options that you could have hit if you did well enough. So we'll say, Chris, you wrap up your fishing. It goes well. You make a new buddy, and your Tortle friend Kaz there, and you're thanked by the lieutenant governor. As the sun starts to set, you all both of you go to make your way back to meet up with Zara at what is going to be your camp area. Y'all have actually got a big tent to put together. Zara saw to it with some of the hired hands that you had, mostly kobolds. Put up a tent where all y'all will be sleeping together. There's drapery hanging in the tent where it's like sectioned off, like hanging sheets and cots. So there's plenty of room for you all in there. Still real hot. It's not going to be real comfortable, but definitely protection from the elements. Good canvas, good solid wood construction. So y'all are set. So you're going on your way to meet back in your area. But on your way back, you two actually meet up with each other. And you see, as you're coming back through, let's think about how this would be. You're coming back, Ezzy, from out of the woods, you come back and you're just, of course, loving it that they saw that you found a freaking unicorn. So you kind of walk past them triumphantly, head past where they're doing the farming, past the lodge. You see still the big Goliath lady just moving as the half-orc, who's the lieutenant governor, is just watching at this point. And they're starting to they're about halfway done with one of the first lodge. They've got a foundation in. They've got a lot of the supports, and they're starting to get the roof beams on, and it's looking like it's coming along. So they're definitely making good progress. As you pass through this camp, you actually see coming in from the coast what looks like a tired, but kind of that tired, like after a hard day of work, successful, definitely confident, kind of walking along. You see your buddy Bull. And he's got his pants rolled up, and you can see that he's still damp and he's still wet. And you two actually converge together near the lodge.
Hey, Ezzy, you seem to be in a good mood.
Yeah, did you have fun out in the water and the water?
I didn't
I
get
love
the
it.
deep water, but I spent the whole day catching fish. Turns out I'm quite good at it. Met one of those turtle folk. That was new. What about you? How'd the spoiled brats go?
Oh, I didn't do much with that, but I did make a unicorn friend. That was fun.
A what now?
Oh, I met a unicorn in the forest. It was a lot of fun. His name is Loon. He's going to travel with us as we go up north. It's going to be so much fun.
You're getting quite the menagerie going.
I just love everybody so much. They're just all so wonderful. Loon and Smoke might have a little bit of an issue, but they'll work it out. Everyone always does. You find a way to work together as a team.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, turtle.
It's the little things,
Yeah, some of the bad news about us, but hopefully we'll be able to fix some of those. We gotta work with these guys for a while.
He heard bad things about us?
Well, about the Droaam folk. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah, that's standard drabble.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Hey,
I mean,
do you know anything about lock?
no hatred, but what?
Do you know anything about lock picking? You seem to have had a storied life. I want to take out the treasure chest.
Whoa! All right.
Barnacles and seaweed.
Let me see. Let's figure this out. Okay, let's see what I have here. What can I do? Literally, let's see what I can do.
Let's
That's quite the opposite of what I need right now.
That's the subtitle for Dungeons and Dragons. Hashtag, let's see what we can do.
Well, I can smash the box open. I can do that.
Break what's inside. I tried forcing it open, but even with all my strength, I couldn't budge it. I think we need to find a locksmith.
Yeah, that might help. If we knew somebody with a lockpick set, I could make them feel a little bit more dexterous. I could give them some cat's grace. You know what I can do? You know what? Let me get out my can, and I'm just gonna reach in my backpack and start digging around for some candles, and I'll set up a little circle. Put the box in the middle.
Put the box in the circle.
Yeah. What are you doing first?
Put the box in the circle. I'm gonna figure out what this is.
I'm trusting you. Don't turn
Put the
it
box
into
in the
something
circle.
or blow it up.
And then I'm gonna kind of like sit down.
He knows his magic. He doesn't know anyone else's magic, so he's stepping back.
And I'm gonna spend the next 11 minutes casting detect magic.
Ooh.
All right. Let me see what kind of magic you detect. It is okay. So as you perform your ritual, let me see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So perform the ritual, and you send out your sense, your arcane sense. You don't get any kind of reading from the chest itself or the lock or anything, but from inside of it, you get a reading of divination magic.
Divination. All right. Well, on the plus side, the box isn't magical, and the lock's not magical.
Even better.
And inside is something of the divination sort.
Oh, damn.
You know anything about divination magic?
Not necessarily my forte,
Yeah, not really mine either, to be completely honest.
but I do have a respect for it. Maybe Zara can help us with this.
Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Seems trustworthy enough. Don't think she'll try to steal what's inside it. All right. Well, unless there's anything you want to handle, I say we go talk to Zara.
As y'all are wrapping up the conversation, coming out of the woods is y'all are interrupted. There is a chaotic racket. Get him up! Come on, bring him in. Why? We need a medic.
Oh, I'll run forward. What's going on?
Damn it! We didn't know. Why'd they come out? I don't know, but we weren't told about this. We were not ready for these crazy wolves. So as you see Borks the troll and Skunk the Knoll, Thanes of the Second Ward coming out. They were the hunting party, and they've got with them some gnolls, and they look like they're hurrying out of the woods, and they have carrying between them, some of the gnolls are carrying 2 stretchers, and the stretchers are covered, draped, and there's blood soaking on each of the stretchers.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. I guess, yeah, I'll run forward.
Whatever stretcher she doesn't go to, I'll go to the other one. I'll go to the one she doesn't go to, I should say.
So as you run up, do you know something to help them?
Well, we got to see what's going on first.
They got mauled. These wolves, these giant wolves, they came out of the forest. They attacked us. That one, he's not going to make it. Yeah, I don't think your friend, I don't think he made it a long time. As you pull back the covered Chris, or say Vault, then you see the disemboweled, jugular torn out, guts out, body of Giltrima, or fellow Thane, who is clearly dead.
There's no.
That one's wolf meat. Help with this one. Dave might make it. So as you go,
I'm just gonna like offhand send a spare the dying over at the other one that's not Giltrema. Just throw that over there.
Okay, so that'll stabilize him. So
Just throw it over there. He'll be fine.
He stops.
And go over to
out,
Giltrema.
And they're looking. You going to heal him too, or just leave him like this?
I'll get to him in a second.
Here, you see if you can help Giltrema. I'll go over to the one she put at 0, and I'm going to just say, "Oh, come on, buddy. You'll pull through. You got this, I'm sure." And I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds. Nothing, just a scratch. He's got it. Walk it off.
All right. So as you do that, you touch him, and he and blood comes out. Oh God! Oh, ah, get it off me! Oh, jeez! Oh, damn! He's got claw marks that have healed up, but he's still got scars around his neck. You can see where teeth marks, and he's been scratched. His clothes are tattered. He's got blood all over him. Oh, those things are crazy. They're smart. They tore the other guy up. He's definitely dead. Oh. So Trima is like
super dead.
Like meat.
We wouldn't
even have bought his body back, but we didn't want to leave him out there for them to eat and get a taste for us. We should probably burn him or bury him. Probably burning him best. Sorry about your friend, by the way.
He was religious. Let's make sure we follow their tenets.
And I'm gonna touch him, and I'm gonna spend the next 11 minutes. Like, I'm gonna get out a couple pieces of copper and put him on his eyes. I'm just gonna cast Gentle Repose to last us until we figure out how to get him back to a temple.
Nice.
Well, at this point, his body is mangled to the point that
It's basically just means that they're protected from decay and they can't become undead.
Yeah, I mean, he's in pieces.
No,
so
I'm not trying to like revive him.
He's never going to be able to be revived. Is what I'm trying to say.
No. That's not what this is. This is more of like a respectful
to preserve his remains. Gotcha.
To preserve his remains.
Yeah,
this is more of a respect.
Take him to a temple. That usually means
no. Take him to a temple for burial. Burial. Not.
Yes.
That mortician thing, not a revival thing.
I used the spell summon mortician.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how I can be more clear. Like he.
No. Not trying to revive him.
You can take him to a temple, and they can be like, "Yeah, what do you want us to do with that?" Very. Okay. So I would just say you don't need to do that. You know enough general knowledge about his religion that a fitting burial for him would be to do a pyre and just float him out.
Cool.
Because at this point, the spirit needs to be just separated from the body. So we'll just do that. We don't need to do a full RP for that. We'll just say y'all will take care of that in the immediate. Dave, the Knoll who was bitten in the hunting party, you stabilized him. You brought him back. He's still shook up. They take him away to his tent. Man, those things are crazy. I'm not going back out there. Nuts. And at that point, you can, if you want to, make your way back to go talk to good old Zara.
What do you think that was that attacked Trima back there?
Yeah, you can actually take with you. I guess y'all can take the body or the remains with you of Giltrima.
Well, can I look at it? Does it look like warg or wolf? Wargs or wolves?
Yeah, so give me, if both y'all want to look at it, do you want to just assist her, Chris, and like try to help her?
Yeah, I'll assist.
Or do you want to do a separate?
Do you have an inspiration?
I do not.
Can I give her mine?
Can you give her your? So instead of you giving her your inspiration, why don't you roll to see if you can how well you can help her, and if it sucks, I'll let you use your inspiration.
Oh, okay, there we go. That works.
Okay, so you don't need to use it. So we'll just say you got advantage because he's actually like helping you look over these remains.
Okay.
So give me for Ezzy. So that's really low. So what you see through the two of you is definitely looks like some kind of canine, claws and teeth. But beyond what you think, like they said it was one wolf. They somehow injured it, scared it off. The one wolf was able to completely destroy Giltrima, rip him apart, and almost kill this other guy. And that doesn't really mesh.
Doesn't sit
with one single wolf. And they also mentioned that it was really big and it seemed smart and some shit like that.
Hey, maybe I should check the tapes.
Okay.
So I'd like to check the tome of
potential enemies.
Yeah, the tome of potential enemies. And what's the A stand for?
The almanac of potential. The almanac of potential.
Yes, I want to check the almanac of potential enemies and see if I might know something about local fauna that could be that dangerous.
Did we hammer down how we were going to roll for that? Because you did learn about this area. You did actually. I remember when you're in Sharn, you took some time to learn, so you got an advantage survival roll.
Advantage survival. Oh, fantastic! That's one of my skills.
Good thing you had advantage. A 9.
Still pretty shit.
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying? You're trying to figure out what could have done this, like based on the market. So so what you can determine with that, you don't find anything in your almanac other than just your typical wolf. But what you do find when you compare the wolf's info to what you're seeing here is that it would have to be much bigger.
Is that enough for knowing what a warg is? Is that enough for Vol to put together that this may have been a warg?
It doesn't look like it's a warg or a wolf. Ooh. Warg have a different type of way that they tear into their enemies. They tend to focus on one single spot. So they'll like dig a cavity into their chest or something. These are more spread out. More like what wolves do.
Yeah, I'm lost, Desi. I got no clue what this is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it doesn't fit with wargs or wolf packs. I know my babies wouldn't necessarily go after something like this without being very hungry, or if their food sources were being if there is something much larger and their food sources are being scared off, it makes sense that something larger is going to go after larger prey, just from what I know about animals.
They've chosen a hell of a spot to build this settlement. Giant translucent dragon, apparently a unicorn, buried treasure, and now something that scares off wargs and wolves.
I'm terrified to see what we're going to find. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to talk to Zara and convince her that we don't have permanent buildings, we don't use permanent buildings or destroy land. I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't think that's going to happen. But let's go talk to her. Either way, we need to. Close of the day.
Indeed.
All right, so you make your way back to Zara, and you find her. She's sitting inside of your tent. Lanterns are hanging. It's actually twilight at this point. It's a beautiful twilight. You notice with the sun setting over the ocean, and you've got the Kyber belt of glittering dragon shards that always encircle as a ring Eberron. And at times of the day like this, when the sun's setting, it catches that amber hue and it just lights it. It's the Sybaris, the ring of Sybaris is what it's called. And it's beautiful. And you can see multiple moons. There are 12 moons. So you can see 3 or 4 of the moons. And it's quite a beautiful sight. Yeah, 12 moons. As you make your way into the tent, which is lit with lanterns on the inside, there are these like mosquito-like bugs flying around randomly. And you've got Zara sitting over at a table with some scrolls, candles burning, look like they burned down pretty low. Some have been relit. She's got some weights down, which are these like little miniatures of different types of troop figurines that she has, like mercenaries and different soldiers, holding down a map of the area that she's looking at. It's a map of Droland. And she's got some other documents that she's looking at, and she's swatting at the different flies and mosquitoes flying around. She's got 2 Knoll mercenaries with her standing at either side. And as you flip the flap open, the Knoll mercenaries stand up and they're holding their spears. And they glare at you, and Zara glances up. Those are the things. They're fine. Come on in, y'all.
So we've got good news and bad news.
Hold on 1 second.
I don't know how I just became Canadian, by the way. I don't.
Ooh, I got some good news there.
She holds her hand up. And she's looking at a document. She comes over to like a device that's got bars and beads on it, and she moves. And then she makes a note. She puts a slip of paper and folds it. Okay. Sorry, I did not want to lose that. I didn't realize there was gonna be some
Understandable.
paperwork involved.
So do you want the good news first or the bad news first?
You've got news, so just tell me everything. How did it go? Where's Trima?
Well, that's the bad news. He's super dead.
Some kind of wolf creature, we think.
He's what now?
Super freaking dead.
He's dead.
He's
How did he
dead.
die?
Daddy McDead, Deaderson dead. Well, he was mauled by a creature with the hunting party. He and another guy. The other guy, he's alive. Gil Trema is not.
You know what? That's going to be so much more paperwork that I'm going to have to do.
It is, but it's also a dead humanoid. So you know.
I mean, we didn't know him for long, but he was a good friend of ours.
Well, okay.
I don't know about friend, but he was a nice person.
I hear you. Yes, it's a tragedy. I understand. But all I can think about is paperwork. It's all, look, points, there's a giant stack. We've got so much that we have to do. So little time. I'm sorry he died. It sucks. I feel bad. Of course, that's a given.
On a positive, what do you know about lockpicking?
Well, hold on. Let's not move on from that. What killed him again? He got mauled?
Oh, yes. So in looking over the remains, it does look to be a large caninoid creature. But it doesn't really fit with a wolf or a warg. The claw marks aren't really quite right, and he was fully disemboweled. I'm talking guts and viscera everywhere.
Beyond saving.
It was horrifying.
We're gonna have to look into that later. For now, what else happened? How did it go with you two? You didn't die. Check.
Well, Vol, why don't you start? This is exciting.
Yeah. What did you do?
I went and helped Cass fishing, learned how to net fish. Caught a good bait for everybody. It was actually a pretty fun experience.
Who's Kaz?
He's the turtle out there.
Oh, so you went. Oh, so you're helping at the docks with the fish. Okay.
Yeah. Great guy, by the way.
What did you learn?
I learned how to net fish.
Well, I mean, anything else about our fellow rulers of Droland, our fellow Lieutenant Governor, Laric?
Yeah, Laric
my sister.
What was the other one's name?
Paz, you said, was the turtle's name. That's something.
Yeah, I learned his name was Kaz. I learned that Laric and DM Assist. I can't remember the name of the
Davi, the elf woman.
Is that her name Davi? The two that seemed like they were in a relationship together.
Yeah, Zavi was her name.
Zavi. Okay.
Zavi.
That's Sophie. Zavi.
It's X-A-V-I, but it's
X-A-V-I.
So,
Yeah,
Zavi.
I met Loric and Zavi. They seem like a thing, I guess.
Laric and who now?
Zavi?
You talking about that elf woman she's always hanging around?
Yeah.
What about them?
They seemed friendly when I met them.
Yes, they're friends.
That's it then.
That's obvious.
I don't have enough evidence to bring accusations yet, so Paul's just gonna be like, yeah, good friends.
Okay, well, I already knew that. Anything? So you went fishing. I'm glad you ingratiated yourself. Hopefully, maybe that will, your connection with this turtle, maybe that'll
it's definitely
be fruitful.
Definitely a useful ally. Open-minded guy, real skilled. Also found this. I lay the chest on the table.
Well, that is something.
Yeah, we can't get into it.
Yeah, let's hold this for 1 second. Yeah, we're about to check this out. But what about the other two things of the fourth ward? Did you learn anything of them? Kaz is one of them.
No.
Get any information about the other two?
Not I.
So you said Zavi, the elf woman, of course. And I believe she had with her some type of musician. You didn't see or speak to any of them?
I didn't speak to him. He was down there playing.
Okay. Well, keep gathering information. And this, you found this wonderful object, fishing.
Yes.
You are full of surprises. By the way, I don't think I haven't forgotten about the hag thing. We're going to be discussing that when it is safe to do so. I hope you continue to be quiet. But on to this item here. You say it's locked and you can't open it, huh?
Correct.
But I did manage to find out that whatever's inside seems to be emitting some kind of divination magic. So that's a plus.
Interesting. Let's take a look at it. So she looks at the lock and the chest. And
how confident do you feel? Because I can help you a little bit if you want some help.
What do you think? And if you want to look with, and if we get a 16 instead of a 10. So
I'll give her cat's grace.
So she looks at it for a moment, looks at the lock, shakes it, takes it, and smashes it on the ground.
Oh, that's what I was trying to avoid.
and smashes it open. There you go.
I reached down and moved through the.
Looks like a parchment of some sort.
Well, that's one way.
So, if you look, Chris, you want Vol to pick it up?
Yeah, Vol moves the pieces of the broken treasure chest and takes up the parchment and just unrolls it.
Yeah, you pick it up and you look, and it's a rolled up piece of parchment. Thankfully, when you glance at it, it doesn't look like anything that was damaged when she broke the box open.
Oh, thank God.
So as you open it up, it looks like a well-worn piece of parchment, but it's very thick in your fingers, and it feels like super sturdy. Like you couldn't rip it if you tried. But there's nothing on it except for at the top right, top corner, there's a compass rose. Fancy looking, kind of glimmering. It looks like the ink that it was written in. It has some kind of shards of silver in it or something. And it's a compass rose with the north at the top right, and then the stylized other directions as well. But it's blank on both sides besides that.
Does it remind me anywhat of the maps we had when we were back in Sharn? The ones that would read where you were.
Assume all of you are looking at it. So just each of you give me a either investigation or perception, however you want to address this. My roll was for Zara. Oh, nice. All right. So you're not quite sure, Ezzy, what's going on here. Like maybe there used to be a map and it faded or something.
It's a piece of paper. It's thick. It can burn well.
What do you mean, a piece of paper?
You, Chris, putting together some knowledge you have, and then looking at it together with Zara. There's a compass up here, some type of map now, but it's blank. So maybe magical? I don't know. Anybody? Well, as you start to look at it and think about it, you've heard about legends of maps that can show you multiple places. And you kind of put that together with your knowledge of the maps used in Sharn that were magically enhanced. And you start to think, about those Sharn maps. And as you think about Sharn and you're holding a map of Sharn appears on the page. That region, you see the Dagger River and you see Sharn right there in the hill. And it actually says Sharn. And different parts of the map are labeled. So as you thought of it, it appeared on the map.
By the silver flame. I like this one.
Whoa. What? How did that happen? Zara.
It's going to be useful. I tried thinking about the region we're in.
So as you turn your focus to Droland, a map of Droland appears, and Zara looks at it and then looks at her map. Whoa. Nice.
That's really cool.
This is going to be really useful.
Yeah, I would
Really?
say that's going to be really useful. How about you hold on to that? I'll let you know if I need it. But
anytime.
But here, and gives you actually a scroll case. Gives you a nice leather-bound scroll case. And you see it's got some runes on it. And she tells you, as she gives it to you, touch right here. Touch that one. And you touch one of the runes. Now, that's the only rune you touch when you open this. Nobody else will be able to open it. Nothing. But if anybody tries to open it and they're touching any other part, it won't open.
All right.
So it's got a strap on it. You've got a nice little scroll case, and you've got now what you can put in your inventory. This map, we'll call this the Ever map.
Marauders map.
It's the Ever map. Any place that you think of will appear on the map, and you don't have to have been there. You just have to have heard of it, because you can't think of a place you haven't heard of before. You can. It's not going to suddenly exist. So that was another thing that was not planned for tonight, you finding a chest, but you rolled a 20. And also having a map like that, I figured that would be something cool for y'all to have. So I have a unicorn, a map, a dragon. We're fantasying. We're get this high fantasy action we got going on. So yeah, that's just gonna come in. So Zara, what about you, Ezzy?
Well, so first things first, I ended up going over to the agricultural area. You know.
Oh, those assholes, huh?
Yeah, fucking dickbags over there. They were
how'd that
horrible.
go?
Well, I think the older brother, the oldest one, he seemed relatively annoyed with everything happening. And then there was the siblings, pieces of shit, those ones. I can't remember their names. I told him I wasn't going to remember their names. I walked up.
Bought their way.
Hey,
how can I help?
Yeah.
Daddy bought their way into the thing chip, of course.
Yeah. I kind of figured that much. They were complaining nonstop about how they didn't want to be here and all that jazz. How long is this going to take? You know, standard shit.
Yeah, about right.
But
I bet they had others doing their work, huh?
Oh, 1000%. Everybody, they were just standing there. Literally, all three of them just standing.
Who do they got? Who they got working for them over there?
Well, there were a lot of goblins. There were a lot of goblins.
They love using the ones they don't have to pay much. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, hey, if we, not in the slightest. But if we ever want to, make them look really bad, the goblins, I got us an in.
So here's my question for you, though. What'd you do to show those assholes?
Oh, well, you see, so I went over there and I said, how can I help? And I said, this is what I'm good at. And I kind of gestured to my buddy. And I told him about my salamander wyvern friend and, that I'm good with animals. And then they didn't believe me. And so I kind of said, okay, what do you need me to do? They said, all right, go into the forest. And I think they expected me to die.
Oh, you went in the forest by yourself.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Y'all don't both die on me too, okay? Come on now. I kind of like you, and it's the paperwork is. This time I said I like you first. I didn't say paperwork. Don't get mad at me again. Anyways, You win the woods. You didn't die. I see. Or
Yeah.
You did. Then you're fine.
Well, so I was wandering around, and like I was just looking. I was actually more looking to see if I could find a pack of wargs or wolves to see if I could get out to go hunting
That'd
with
be
me.
Cool.
Bring back some meat. I was trying to be a little more productive on that front, but then I found this really beautiful place, a nice little grove with some really nice water. By the way, if anybody asks, it's poisonous water that will literally kill everyone. Just so you know.
Okay.
Hold you to it.
Yeah.
And I found this very interesting friend, and I made a friend. He's 15 years old. His name is Loon, and he's a unicorn.
You found? Did you see this unicorn?
No, I was elsewhere, but I'm sure you'll find word of it around camp. If it's a unicorn, people are going to be talking.
It's for real. It wasn't just a horse or like.
No, it was definitely a unicorn. And then, so he's going to come with us, or she. I didn't ask gender, but at 1,500 years old, I feel like gender might be a construct at that point. So they're going to come with us, probably north a little bit, because they don't like the construction that's happening here and the destruction of their homelands. So they're thinking about coming north with us into the mountains. They've heard some interesting things might be going on. So they're going to come with us a little bit up to the north, and so just be prepared for that. Don't be surprised. And also, if we could do anything about not setting up a lot of permanent structures, that would be great too. But on other things. So he came out and he did a little prance and a little dance.
Okay, back up. There's a little bit there. Number one, awesome that you found a unicorn. That's super cool. That's what happens. And then not building structures, you realize.
Well, just not a lot of permanent structures that necessarily destroy the nice things. So we could ask.
We're gonna have to.
Well, no, I know that some are going to be necessary, but maybe not destroying a lot of permanent landmarks.
I'm with you.
We could ask about what is holy, sacred land and not touch those.
Of course, we're not going to destroy shit we don't have to, but we are building a settlement, so we're going to be destroying a lot of shit and building a lot of shit.
What about a park?
What we're doing. I mean, there's going to be plenty of land that we're not going to fuck with, right? But
we could designate areas that are considered national landmarks of our ward.
It's a great idea for after we make sure we don't die. So I like it. So but good, some progress. So this unicorn, did you rub it in the faces of those assholes?
Oh yeah. So they decided that they didn't think anyone was going to believe me. So on my way out, they kind of came out and did a little jog around and then threw dirt in those assholes' faces. It was great. It was great. Oh, it was fun.
Well, okay. Did you? I mean, I guess they probably just were shitty to you, but you didn't figure anything out. You didn't pick up on anything going on. With the wards or the brother of mine.
Not so much with the other Thanes, but the other lieutenant governors, aside from complaining nonstop, and it really seemed as if they were expecting you to fail. When I mentioned you, they said I can't remember exactly what they said, but it was very everyone expects you to fail. So I kind of felt a little, I felt a little stronger that I had to perform well.
They hope that I
had a little performance anxiety.
Yeah, they hope we'll fail. That's why we got the shittiest ward out all the way. Like no coast, right? Mostly mountains, but we're not going to fail. We're going to kick ass. Sucks that one of us died already. Not a good start. I'm going to have to say. Not promising. One dead. But I guarantee you that we'll have a replacement very soon. So we'll have to start looking into that. I assume you're taking care of your friend's funeral arrangements.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna build a little pyre and send him off and then set him on fire.
All right, don't send them towards that dragon.
We wouldn't want to make it seem like we're attacking. No, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that dragon, got something that I need for y'all to do. The others have already been sending folks out there to go talk to him. Try to talk to this Crenepsis, this harbinger of grand things to come. The clear-skinned dragon god that doesn't show up unless shit's about to go down. Apparently, I hadn't talked to anybody. Won't budge. Just lying there. Go see if you can get anything out of this dragon god.
You want us to talk to the thing?
I want you to try.
You're
All right, that sounds exciting.
You're great. It's like asking us to walk into a storm. This thing could. It defies size.
I see. Yes, I see it. It's giant, but it's what I hired you for. Well,
to talk to dragons.
I did. Yes, that's part of the job.
I didn't see that.
I'm not going to do it because I can't die. We need information. I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to spell it out. I was trying not to.
We're expendable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, I figured that. So here's the thing. If we're going to do that, I look at Volt. We're going to have to leave a lot of our weapons here. The best thing is we cannot approach armed.
Yeah, it's
Can't.
Yeah, you're not going to fight that thing. That's definitely not what I'm saying.
Wouldn't be a fight now, would it?
Well, here's
No.
the thing. It's a god. So in the
Yes.
nicest way, we've got to be as
And listen,
non-threatening as
Paul,
possible.
I'm not trying to kill you here. I'm not trying to send you on a suicide mission. I'm trying to say we need information. Information is survival here. You're gonna have to learn that. So you gotta try.
Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
That's
I'm
your
in.
job, man. Y'all are gonna be in danger. That's what you signed up for. You're gonna have to get. I mean, this chick's already got herself a unicorn to ride, apparently. And I heard those things can kick ass if that's really what's going on around here. What are you working on? You got something working in the works?
Not yet.
Self-improvement? Got a companion? What do we got?
I got a baby griffin and a map.
Okay, well, you got the map. That's a good call right there. That's just handy. And a griffin, you say, huh?
I wouldn't even mention Gauntlet right now. He's still sleeping.
All right, well, if you can, anything you can do. I mean, survival is going to be up to you. That's the thing. And the more information we have, the more resources you have, the stronger you are. If you want to survive this, that's what it's going to take.
So let me ask you this then, before we wade out into the water to talk to a dragon. Who would we talk to if we wanted more information on this Crenepsis? Is any kind of historian here in the settlement?
Listen.
Oh, I've got someone we can talk to.
Yeah, under that dragon on her shoulder, which I know
It's a salamander wyvern. It's not
that
a
little
dragon.
black dragon on her shoulder knows more than anybody, I guarantee you. But that's the thing. Nobody in this camp, the extent of our knowledge of this being, there's no, to answer your question, no. That's why you got to go to the source. What we know is that this God doesn't care about anything ever. It's not evil. It's not good, right? It just likes to be involved and there and recording and witnessing when big events happen. The last sighting of Crenepsis was during the Shattering, just before the Shattering, when Sire was destroyed at the end of the last war and turned into the Mournland. That is the type of shit Crenepsis shows up for. So what she's referring to is something y'all would be very common knowledge, which is the event that ended the last war was a giant arcane explosion in what used to be called Sire, that turned it into a wasteland called the Mournland and completely wiped it off the map. Nobody knows really in the lore why the explosion happened. They think people were experimenting with magic or too much magic built up. They don't know. But that's the last sighting in Crenepsis. Before that, it was other cataclysmic events. Show up shortly before and be there to witness and document.
Okay, let's head out in the morning, I guess, then.
No,
Yeah.
No. You need to go tonight. The less people that know, let's say, listen, you don't have to wade in the water, by the way, Paul. What I want you to do, go talk to my sister, Larrick, who you met out at the docks. Maybe she likes you now. Maybe since you helped, that's a good connection. You need to borrow a boat. And if she does happen to give you any trouble, you just tell her that if Zara has to go in person, that I will do to her what I did to her Missy May doll when we were children.
Her what?
Her Missy May
Missy
doll.
May?
Missy Nay?
She'll
That
know
sounds
what you're
ominous.
talking about. Oh, she'll remember. I wouldn't bring it up unless you need to, though.
Fair enough.
She gets a grin on her face.
Well, you ready, Ezzy?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Don't really have a lot of options, but that sounds good.
Yes.
Oh, you have options. You don't have to do it.
No, that's not what I meant by options.
We have to do it.
No, you really don't have to. I can find more things.
That's not what I meant by options by any stretch of the imagination. I've actually been wanting to do this for a little bit. I just was, it's just an idea I had. So
let's see how it works out. Maybe since you have a wyvern, whatever.
Salamander wyvern.
Okay, right. Since you have a little dragon, maybe that big one will want to talk to you. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, sure. That could be fun.
We never know till we try, do we?
No, we don't. Not at all.
All right. Well, I'll be waiting here. I look forward to your return.
All right. We'll be back hopefully in at least one piece.
Yes, please do so. Remember,
Paperwork.
the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know the pecking order now. Before we leave, I do want to do what Ezzy suggested. I'm leaving anything here that would count as a weapon or might offend this thing. I'm going in just my clothing. Maybe bring in the map. All
right, let me before y'all do all that shit, give me I'm trying to help y'all out here. Give me a perception roll. Give me perception for both of y'all. I'm gonna see. You're gonna think about this plan for a second.
Yeah.
8.
I'm all for sitting down and formulating a plan here.
Yeah, you're gonna think about just dropping your shit. So you start to just kind of leave all your shit, but then you think to yourself, we could leave our stuff with us until we get to the coast.
We could leave it in the boat.
We could leave it in the boat. We
That's
could
a plan.
probably, because you do need to go through. This is still an unknown area. There's been wolf attacks. You got to go through the camp itself, right? And then some kind of sparsely patrolled, wildernessy, a little area to get to the docks in the coast. So probably a good idea to keep yourself armed. If you had rolled a lower perception, like under 10, like Ezzy did, I'd say, yeah, you drop all your shit. Hey, you want to take a quick break, Alaina?
I just need to go get my charger for this thing.
I do need a quick break, so if you want to take.
All right, we were going to take a
let's
break
take
in like 5 minutes. Can you?
Oh, yeah.
Can you go real quick now, or can you
We
wait 5?
can take it in 5 minutes.
Okay, because as you all are going and you're making your way, you make it through the tents, and you're starting to pass the other ward leaders, so the tents of the other Thanes and some of the workers. You get to the section earlier where you saw that they had taken the injured Noel, Dave. And as you start to walk in that section, you start to hear screaming, "Oh, get him! Ah! What's going on? Ah!" You hear these painful screams and yells, and then ripping out in front of you ripping out of one of the tents. Standing there, snarling and looking at you, is this beast-like creature. It looks like a giant wolf, a massive wolf, but it also
fucking werewolves.
It looks like a hyena, kind of like a knollish wolf creature, and it goes. "Ah!" And we will go ahead and roll initiative and take our break there.
God dang it!
I have like no fucking spell slots. Fuck.
Thank God, you are a benevolent DM, and let us not leave our weapons and shit back in the tent.
He was like, "I'm gonna leave all my weapons," and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Wait a minute, guys. Hold on.
If you had rolled below 10, both of you, I would have let you.
Holy shit!